Okay. Good morning, grand rising, peace. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, shalom. Hotep, namaste, all the greetings of love and light to the darkest minds of the light, to the darkest minds of the light. Why every time I hit the live button, it's like all kinds of stuff happens. Like, why are you following me, bro? Why? Oh, weirdos. I'm sorry about that. God dang it. I seriously hit the like button, and then some guy was like, or I don't know if it's a woman or a man, tailgating me. Nepal, you're in the car all the time. Well, if I was home all the time, you'd say, she doesn't have a job. If I was, anyway, you can't win. Anyway, but hello. Stop. Let's start over. Oh, the energy is real. Like, oh my goodness. I got to get a little bit more. Okay, let's start over. Peace, everybody. Peace, Cedric. Peace, Professor. How's it going over there on Pseudo Killigan's Island? I haven't checked in on y'all yet. I mean, lately. I hope everything's going well. I looked at my phone because I was in the parking lot doing a U-turn. Now I'm not looking. But thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the love that you always show me. I don't know if I'm getting love over there, Pseudo Killigan's Island or not. It's probably torn, right? It's probably like a divided vote against me and for me. Let me look and see. I'm good. So I just really wanted to go live because I was thinking about something. I was thinking about I'm always thinking. I was thinking about how I am and how I all right, let me give you a story. Stories always are very effective. So give you a little look into how I am, the method to my madness. So I know a particular person who's on like a committee. I'm in a part of a group, okay? And I came into the group and it was already established. I don't want to say what group it is because they'll be contacting the group, all the weirdos and the mentally ill people who they'll be contacting them. So I'm a part of a group, and when I came into the group, I was very surprised to see that one of the like board members, one of the main members, like the leadership position, she was formerly or previously, once upon a time, a neighbor of mine, and I used to. Her son used to come over my home. I used to have her son over all the time. Like, he'd eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, spend the night often because he was around the same age as my son. They made friends. But before the boy made friends with my son, I would see him just in the neighborhood, talking to the neighborhood kids, like getting picked on, and pretty much always outside all day long. Because my children are typically, when they're very little, this was a while ago, when they're very little, they're sheltered. I recommend that people shelter their children in this day and age with the knowledge that we have. Nothing's changed as far as predators and everything, but the knowledge that we have and the activism, it's best to shelter your children. Not to, uh, in a negative way, in a damaging way, shelter, but definitely shelter. So I digress. So my son, at the time when he was a little kid, I sheltered him a lot, so I didn't really have him out anyway with the neighborhood children. Not saying the neighborhood children were bad. I just no, I can't vouch for everybody's children. So my child isn't going to be a part of the gang or the group. If something happens, I don't need anybody knocking on my door or the other children like, well, it was so and so did it, your son, and no. So I. kept him in in a small group of family and friends that I knew. And I didn't typically let him out in the neighborhood. That doesn't have a lot to do with the story, but I did want to say that. However, the boy, he was always out. The boy, he was always out, this child. And I'm a Karen when it comes to keeping the eye on the neighborhood. Like, I'm part of the HOA and all that stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, there's that kid again. So one day, the kids, all the other neighborhood children are running, and oh wow, they're all hysterical, and let me check the chat. I'm at a light. Peace, Empress Janet. I'm gonna call you soon, Avenger. Peace to you, the ancestors, avenger of the ancestors. Okay, now I'm back, not looking, but I love everybody. Please hit the like and just sit back and enjoy the my rant. So all the children are running around and they're like, "Oh my gosh, help us!" Oh, I'm not gonna say the kid's name. Let me change the name. Let's call him Lyle. Lyle, he's got a knife. He's got a knife. He's trying to, and then there's always those kids that are so eager to tell you what's going on, and little do they know I've been watching all of them, and it's always the one who's the biggest bully, who's the worst of all of them. I've seen, and usually it'll be the kid who's leading all of the bullying, and I would watch her. So she was the first one to come out. I was like, "What's going on out here? And what's the problem?" Oh, Lyle's got a knife and he's trying to STAB us. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? He never seemed like a violent kid or anything. And, but hey, the bullying, the oppression can drive a wise man mad, right? So I said, he was standing there and he's crying, and he did have this, like, it wasn't even a knife, it was like a sword. Like, you could tell, like, it's maybe from his home, his family, maybe his mom's decoration or his dad's decoration. So I said, "What are you doing with that?" And he's like, didn't say anything. I said, "Well, I don't think he wants to do anything with that. You talk to children. It's like, I think you should give me that, and you know, you're okay. Everything's fine. Let's go back to your house, to your home, and let's put this back and let's give this to your parents." All right, so we go back to where he lives, and he goes in, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going in, you know. But I said, can I talk to your parents? And he says, just a minute. Goes in. I'm holding the thing, the sword, and he comes back and he's like, "My mom's asleep." Oh, your mom's sleeping? It's 3 p.m., but okay, on a Saturday. But all right, your mom's sleeping. Hey, I'm not that, Okay, she's asleep. But I had seen him all the time by himself, you know, not, wearing the same clothes, of, back to back days, And so I said, okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to take this sword, or put it up, and when your mom gets up, I want her to call me. All right. And don't go back around those children. I've seen you over there with them before. I know you're not a bad kid. Just, stay away from those kids for today. And, I'll talk to your mom and, let her know what happened. So she calls me. I think it's like, I don't know, 3 hours later, about 7 at night. And she's like, she's all bubbly and happy. She's not happy, but she's pleasant. She's like, "Hi, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lyle told me. Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened. He said he was being bullied and he wanted to protect himself." I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Yeah, I've seen." And I say to her, "Yeah, I have seen him get bullied." "Oh, okay. Well," but what's funny is she never ever, why, if he's getting bullied, I know he's getting bullied. why didn't you stop him from going around those children? Why didn't you do something? But okay, that's what's going through my mind. But it's hard. Parenting's hard, right? So I say, he can always come by if he wants, like sometime to you should come by with them, to just hang out with my son, get to know me, get to know my son if he needs somebody to just, play with, or you know what I'm saying. I say usually my son will have some friends and family over. She says, oh, okay. So I think I said something on the lines of, I'm having a birthday party. Yes, a birthday party. It was, anyway, this was a while ago, but I do birthdays now. I had stopped doing them when I was in a radical Hebrew cult doctrine, but I'm no longer in a radical Hebrew cult doctrine. Do I still subscribe to and identify as a Hebrew? Yes. I got all kinds of stuff going on in this story, right? I digress. So anyway, so she says, okay, we'll stop by with his dad. So they come by and I have the party, and they're nice. I like them. Now remember, this is before I saw her on the committee on in the group that I work with. This was years before, and she comes over, and they like to drink, okay, and nothing's wrong with that. So she's drinking, and her husband is drinking a lot, and her son's having a great time. I mean, the kids are having so much fun. I really liked her. I really liked, at the time I was married to my children's father, and we all got along. So it was great. So we started doing, neighbor stuff, getting together on weekends, barbecuing, just doing fun stuff. And it was fun, but there was always so much drinking. Um, Believe it or not, I'm not a big drinker. I know they want to say, "Oh, you do." I can't drink. Obviously, you've seen me when I have like some wine, and back then I did not drink at all. Okay, so that's the backstory. But my family and my ex-husband, of course, they're adults. They drink, and I like to be around people who can have drinks and have fun. It's great. It's fun. So I'm not saying, oh, drinking is bad. So um that was a phase where I wasn't drinking, though. I just didn't, I was having children, being a mom. It didn't work out into my I was baking, sewing, you get what I'm saying? Gardening. Drinking didn't really fit in, not even just having a glass of wine, because I think I even was nursing at the time, to be honest, but I digress again. So I'm like, okay, it always was where I had to, that not that they were rowdy or anything, but we had to be like, okay, it's like 4 a.m. now. You're doing the hinting, like yawning, like, oh, well, I gotta get up, or oh boy, sure like to be alone at this time of morning, So it was so hard to get them to leave because they just love to party, they love to drink, and the kid ended up always staying with me at this point. He became like a part of our family, kind of like she would leave with her husband, which I don't look. I'm not knocking her. Get that break, girl. Whatever. But there was neglect, to be serious. There was some neglect, and so I felt good. I felt good having him there with my son. He was always there. They'd leave and he'd spend the night. My son would have his little tent. They'd go and, have their tent in the backyard or in the living room if it was raining or something. He was there in the morning. I would buy him clothes. Getting a little emotional. It's funny. I would give him some of my son's stuff, and he just was great. He's a great little boy. And then I found out that, big news flash, the mom had a serious drinking problem. Like, she was severely depressed because as I got to know him, they were our neighbors, so I got to know him longer and longer. Um, I figured it out, and she started to, also, they opened up a little more. They had a lot of issues domestically. They're fighting, and it's bad. And police came by sometime, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And he's getting arrested, and it was just sad. So she would cry to me a couple of times. I said and talked to her. Said, okay, we'll work it out. I'll help you. I know you're depressed. I know she was depressed. So I'm not trying to say, oh, she's such an evil mom. She was neglecting her son. Because I saw the human side. Like, she wasn't abusing her son. Not that neglect is not a form of abuse. However, she, because of her very, 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 very depressed state, and her alcoholism, and her husband's alcoholism, it was bad. So um so let me get this out, because it gets me a little emotional thinking about it. So then, sadly, I got to the point where it was just, she was doing the most with my patients, because some things happened that I couldn't excuse about her parenting. Like, she had, I can't remember what she did, but it was something with him. I can't even remember, where I just had to say to her, you're not being, I know you're depressed, but you're going to have to be a better parent. And then, of course, when you do that, when they can't just, use you as a babysitter and all, you spending, I literally spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on her child. Gladly, we did, because he was my son loved him. They were best friends. He's a good kid. It made me feel good to, let the kid say, look, you're important. Not that she doesn't love her son, because she does. But sometimes when you're at that young, not sometimes, but at that young age, neglect can really it can really impact a person later on. So when I told her, you got to get it together now, this is getting dumb, this is getting ridiculous, girl. She stopped him from seeing my son. I mean, meaning stopped him from coming over. Hey, whatever, got it. And so her son, was the way he handled it, he was back outside, following around those kids all by himself, like sitting alone. It was just so sad. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. So I was like, my son would see him outside, and my son was like, Mommy, Lyle's out there again. Look, he's by himself. And so one day I was like, you going out there and talk to him. He goes out there, and this boy slapped my son in the face. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, but that was his way, I guess. I don't know. But still, I was like, oh, hell no. So I didn't say anything. I said, get in here right now, to my son. I called. Wait, no, let me get this right. I had my son come inside, went right up to her door, and I was banging on her door. Bam, 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 bam. Because we had not been talking, because she got upset, and she, just made her son ostracize himself from us. So I was like, bam, 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 bam. And I'm going to give her a name. Let's see. Her name can be Callie. I was like, Callie, I know you are sleeping. Get up and come to this door now. Right now. I was mad, right? And so she comes to the door all groggy. Like, what's going on? I say, Lyle just slapped my son across the face. And then she said, he comes up and he's like walking past me. And then she said, did she slap so and so in the face? He slapped me first. I was like, what? So she's like, well, he said he slapped him first. So that didn't go down well. I was like, you know what? Keep your son away from my son, and that'll be good. So we never talked. We would see each other. It's really sad. We would see each other, never talk, even if I saw her at the store. So fast forward, I get into this particular group, and who's on the board of like as one of the members, the leaders, in the group. Her. Oh my God. Awkward. Now remember, this is years later. And, I thought about it because it's an organization for children, for women and children. And I was like, really? And of course, not of course, maybe you guys would handle this differently, but I was like, hi. Oh, how are you? Oh, haven't seen you. I know she was feeling like, oh shit, she's gonna make me lose my position. And I said, you know what? And to this day, this is about. I'm telling you a story. I've been in this working with this group for a while, for years, and she's still there. She even got a promotion. I've never told that story to anyone there. Oh, her husband did pass away. He drunk driving, died in a car accident. That's what she told me. It was sad news. She's from the surface. She looks like she's doing okay. I didn't ask her about anything about alcohol or. So what am I saying the story for? She never did anything to me to where I would go to her, try to years later, you know. She may have gotten into AA. She has a son. She's had a serious trauma. Her husband died. Why would I be the type of person to go and say, hey, everybody in the group, her? Oh, yeah, she used to be my neighbor, and she used to neglect her son. No, I'm not the type. No, I'm not the type. There was no reason. Had she been a neglectful, child abusing woman, uh, you know, a neglectful parent, and I had seen her, at the time when she was one of those parents, I may have asked her, pulled her aside and said, hey, I don't know how you're having time to be in this group anyway, because you've got a drinking problem, you're depressed, and you neglect your child. So get it? She wouldn't even be in this group back then. So I'm just pointing this out. It's not that I protect people who neglect their children or people who are definitely don't protect child abusers, but that was so long ago. I have no reason whatsoever to try to destroy her life. And again, I talked to her and I said, how are you? People know what that question means. Like, how are you doing? She knew. She said, oh, I'm doing great. Unfortunately, so and so. I said, no, I think I said, how's he doing? She said, oh, he passed away, car accident. Yeah, drinking. Yeah, drinking. And I think that might, from what I see how she is, she's doing great. That probably woke her up. I saw her son. He's such a nice young man. He's a great kid. It's great. So now, why did I tell this story? Because I want you to know this is how I function in my life. And I think this is a good way to function. Why would I want to destroy someone's life, even if they've made mistakes, even if I've seen them down? I've seen them on their lowest point. I mean, how much lower can you be when you're not taking care of your children or not giving your children what they need? Even when we left it on a bad note, right? But it wasn't enough for me to say when I saw her years later, or even if it would have been months later, if I would have known she's better. What I'm saying is, years later, I'm not the type. But now, with that said, you know how many people in this community? Yep, I'm getting back on this community. Oh, you thought I was going to get off your head? Hell no. These sick, toxic people who say, I love black people, black power, black love, black kings, black queens. Oh, the white man. You can't, you love to tear people's lives down. People you don't even know. Can you imagine if it's somebody like a story I told? A lot of you toxic, sick people, not my lovely audience, and not the ones who this story resonates with. I'm talking to the small cancer. So everybody just don't worry about it. I'm just going to get this out to the small cancers, trolls, toxic slanderers, destructive sexual deviants who love to troll and sexually harass women and men on the internet who love to try to tear people's lives down. That would be a gem to you. Oh, you know what? Even if I gave the names, the real names of the real organization, they'd be calling that organization right now. Oh, is there a lady named so and so? Well, I heard that she was drinking and leaving her son outside, and he tried to kill people with the a machete. Yeah, and yeah, I am doing that accent because I like to. I like to do it because for me it gives me like that's what I picture, somebody who just doesn't have anything to do besides uh sit up, watch, I don't know, Maury Povich and World Star for hours, eat a bowl of ramen or with some hot dogs chopped up in it, and then go boost a couple of bags of I don't know what, dog food. I don't know what you boost, and some makeup and some packs of weave, and then you come home and let me check my notifications, see it Napah done gone live. Oh, there she is. Yeah, let me. And it doesn't have to be that accent. It could be Shaka Dudu's accent. Yes, I want to see after I just I've been stalking my baby mama all day. Now let me go home and see if Napah is live. I don't know, but these people are the opposite of the example that I'm giving. Like, it feels good to not destroy lives. It feels good to give people who really need a pass sometimes. It feels good to give them a pass. And like I said, to this day, she's doing great. She's still part of the organization. She's a great person, and she's a good mom. So that was a low part of her life. And I like to think that when she sees me, every time she sees me, because every time I see her, I think of what our history is, and it's just between her and me. It's just between her and me. So all this shit about you talk too much, by the way. No, no, I don't say you do me right. You don't mess with me. Like the Go-Go's say, my lips are sealed. Okay? It's like a crypt that's locked deep, deep away. Okay? So if you don't do me right, I may come out on you, and rightfully so. Okay? Don't try to dig a grave and bury me, because I'll go and dig up your shit and bring it to you, and then you'll be the one in the grave. Check. So, with that said, peace to the darkest mind of the light. Peace to ZZ, Brazilian monk, boss trucker. Let's see. So, being around Rob Reck is fun, bro. So, don't do that to you. I'm gonna give you a benefit of a doubt. Okay. All right. Let me talk to you. This isn't about Rob Rock. This is about, guess what? This isn't even about me, what I'm doing. This is about you today. This is about your morning, Big King Raccoon. This is about your morning. This is about you. I want you to take from what I've said, take the goodness from it, and I want you to go plant your own flowers. Peace, mighty Hebrew. I still, on this Passover and unlimited. Oh, okay. Is today Passover? Yeah, I think I said I was going to do your Passover today, but then I'm going to probably just go ahead and do Passover in April. But much peace to you. I got to still bring you on, Mighty Hebrew. I'm so sorry that I fell asleep that time. I'm going to bring Mighty Hebrew on so he can get, if he will come on and grace my channel, so he can get his teachings out about so much in-depth, esoteric, amazing information. I respect it. Peace to you, Greg Phillips. It's peace and love always. Shalom to your beautiful wife. Always love and healing sent to her and your children and your family. Yes. I hope you have a great day. You better be in bed resting. Janet. All right, so everybody else that I said peace to earlier, avenge the ancestors, Cedric, everybody, peace to you, peace and love. Um, you got to have mercy, and forgiveness is good when people deserve forgiveness. You got to be careful with that. Got to be careful passing out those forgiveness tickets, because somebody might come. You give them that forgiveness pass, and they'll come kick you in the, you know what, kick you when you're down. Peace to the darkest, most lovely. Look at, there you are. Tahuti, peace and love. Peace to the darkest minds of light. There's my brother Barn Dog. Que pasa, señor, mi hermano? All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna give you a call. Yes, this woman had walking pneumonia. Oh, we're so blessed that she did not get worse, or even the worst. So I'm so glad that you went and got that checked out. I know 2 people who passed away from not knowing that they had pneumonia. So I'm so happy that you're good. All right. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. R.I.S.E. Do you guys like that? I know you like reality is simulated existence. Mighty Hebrew, I know you like that. I know you like that name of my channel. Y'all love it. Okay, so anyway. Peace, Moon Harvester. Moon Harvester, why don't you email me? I wanted to get your information. I want to get your information, so email me at NapahShadah, all one word, 1, because some weirdo for some reason got a Gmail in my name. I have no idea why. Somebody actually went and got a Gmail, NapahShadah. Can you imagine the people who they have been emailing? So my email is napahshadah1@gmail.com. It's NapahShadah1, the number 1, not spelling 1, but number 1, @gmail.com. Okay, peace and love. Have a great day. Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you, Barn Dog. All right. I love the love that everybody shows each other. And yeah, so let's have mercy and forgiveness for those who deserve it. I feel good when I just wanted to tell that story though, because that's how I like to move. Why? Because I really, really know karma is real. I know there's a universal mind of God, meaning we're all connected. Even the most disgusting people are connected to us on the lower end. They're just like, what do you call it? They're the ingrown toenails of the whole body. They're the cancer of the body even. So, vessels fitted for destruction. There you are, my friend. Peace to you, Ben Frank. I appreciate your support. Please share this video, share my channel. Everybody get the word out. I want to have more beautiful people coming in here. Look at who's this. Shawashana. Wow. Peace to you, sweetheart. I think about you, even though I only had a few interactions with you. I think about you. I do. I say, she'll see one day. You seem like a really lovely, genuine soul. So I'm glad to see you here. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's have a great day today. All right? I mean that. Peace.